In this example, in my numerator, I have x squared plus 5x minus 14, and in the denominator, x squared plus 9x minus 28. So when I factor, I'm going to factor the numerator and the denominator. So in the top, I'm going to have x plus 7 times x minus 2. In my denominator, I'm going to have x minus 2 times x plus 11. Those are my factors for the denominator. So that was step 1. Step 2 is to simplify the rational expression, meaning that I'm going to divide my common factors. So the common factor I have in my numerator and denominator is the x minus 2, so I'm going to divide them or cross them out. So what I have left is the ones that I did not cross out, which is x plus 7 over x plus 11. And I'm only doing this for vertical asymptote. So step 3 states that I need to set my factor in the denominator equal to 0, so x plus 11. So x plus 11 equal to 0. And then the last step is to solve for the variable. So I'm going to solve for x. I'm going to subtract 11 on both sides. So x equals negative 11. So once I solve for the variable, then I'm going to state my answer. VA, vertical asymptote, where x equal to negative 11. And that's all you have to do. And then let me box my final answer. In this example, the numerator is x squared minus 36. And the denominator, I have x squared minus 9 times x squared plus 12x plus 36. So I'm going to factor. In my numerator, I have a difference in square, x squared minus 36. When I factor, I'm going to have x minus 6 and x plus 6 multiplying to each other. Now, in the denominator, the first one, x squared minus 9, that's another difference in square. When you factor, you should have x plus 3 times x minus 3. Now, the next one, x squared plus 12x plus 36, that is a perfect square. When you factor it, you should have x plus 6 times x plus 6. So, those are our factors. And let me put equal to 0. So I finished step 1, factor the rational expression. Step 2 is to simplify, meaning I'm going to divide common factors from the numerator and denominator, meaning I'm going to cross it out. So I have 1 x plus 6 in the numerator and 1 x plus 6 in the denominator. So I'm going to cross them out. I'm going to divide them, and they're going to become 1. So when I do that, I'm going to simplify even further. Just going to write out the factors that I did not divide or nor cross out. So in my numerator, I'm going to just have x minus 6. In my denominator, I'm going to have x plus 3, x minus 3, and x plus 6. The whole thing equals to 0. Alright. Step 3 is to set each denominator factor equal to 0. So let's do that. X plus 3 equal to 0. X minus 3 equal to 0. X plus 6 equal to 0. So let's solve for each x. In the first one, I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides, so I can cancel out the plus 3. And I'm going to have x equal negative 3. In the next one, I'm going to add 3 to both sides to cancel out minus 3. So I'm going to get x equals positive 3. The last one, I'm going to subtract 6 to both sides, so I can cancel out the plus 6. I'm going to have x equals -6. So here's my three answers. My three vertical asymptote. So let me write it out. VA x equal to -6, x equals to -3, and then x equals to +3. Now the order for your final answer, you don't have to worry about putting them in order, but I just usually put it from lowest to greatest. So here's my three vertical asymptote, and then just gonna box my final answer. And again, make sure to write VA stating that these x values are vertical lines, but to be more specific, to be more precise, that these are vertical asymptotes.